Yes, welcome back to the Football Terrace. Manchester United, the comeback kings of the Premier League this year. 3, Sheffield United 2, and a sticky end to the game, but it is 3 points. Manchester United now move into 6th place in the league, but they have that game in hand. Win that game in hand against Burnley as it stands right now, and Man United move 2nd in the league. A very important victory, but still so many hairy moments for Manchester United. That cannot be denied. That cannot be denounced by anybody. We shouldn't have been hanging on for dear life at the end. The Henderson mistake in the beginning, the concentration levels of Man United is what will stop them, is what will stop Manchester United from being title contenders, in my opinion, regardless of points we're on. But there are positives tonight. Paul Pogba, superstar. Rashford, superstar. Martial, ice cold. And those 3 in particular deserve massive, massive praise for their performance tonight. They helped get, not Man United out of a hole as such, because outside of the 2 pony goals that we conceded, we were the dominant team. We were the best team by far, but we should have been. We're playing Sheffield United, the worst team in the league this year. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. Really happy with Rashford, who got himself 2 goals. Paul Pogba, instrumental in 2 of Manchester United goals tonight. And of course, Martial scoring and assisting as well. Those 3 can hold their heads up high. But the overall team performance, still too lackadaisical going into these more simplistic games. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. Conceding the way we did at the end, poor. Should have put this game to bed. Should have been a nice, comfortable end to this match, in my very, very humble opinion. There's still a lot of work and a lot of improvement needed by Manchester United to complete, to really compete in this league and to be able to complete games in a more comfortable way. Again, another positive, 6 away wins on the bounce after conceding the first goal, I think is a top flight English record. And I think the first Premier League team ever to win 10 away games on the bounce by 2 or more goals. There's so many positives mixed in with the negatives for Man United right now. It is absolutely unbelievable. But it's a results business. Results are what matter. And Man United pick up the 3 points tonight. And that is, at the end of the day, the most important element. The performance can be dissected. I'm sure the panel are going to do that tonight. But get your super chats in. Get your comments in as well. We are live, so smash that like button. I want to know what you're thinking. I want to know what you're feeling as well. A few people here saying today, Terry, Bruno played well. Yeah, look, Bruno played well tonight. Loads of players played well. I thought Maguire played well tonight. I thought Bruno did well tonight. Terrace did well tonight, but it's the team, and I'm putting everybody in that bracket because, yes, Henderson made the mistake tonight and Lindelof made the mistake tonight. In the previous game, it was somebody else. In the game before that, it was somebody else. There's always somebody having a brain fart moment, and that's a mentality issue at the football club. We need to wait, and it's nearly always early or in comfortable moments because we don't have the mentality. It's not about ability anymore. It is mentality. But we pick up the 3 points. We win our game in hand. We go above everybody but Liverpool. And this is with the PE teacher. This is the team that we're going to be relegated a few weeks ago. Oh, you remember? Take your time with it. We were getting relegated. Do you remember? Take your time. We were getting relegated 5-6 games ago. So there are things to be happy about, no doubt. But I am balanced. We're balanced here at the Football Terrace. We're going to get the panel on in a few moments as well. I want to know who your man of the match was. I'm tossed tonight. There's 3 people. It can only be between Martial, Rashford, and Pogba. I'm going to go with Paul Pogba because the man gets not enough respect when it comes to the footballing world. I mean, I'm seeing tonight pundits say that he didn't mean that pass to Martial. My God, what is wrong with you? Didn't mean that pass to Martial. My giddy gosh. My gosh. Martial being ice cold tonight, getting a goal and an assist. He needed that in the Premier League. And look, listen, Sir Marcus Rashford, I love you. Honestly, bruv. I wish you were a woman and you fancied me because I'd marry her. Do you know what I mean? It's one of them ones for me because I love you, Rashford. You're just amazing. And do you know what? Eye test. I guarantee you we do not see eye test in the live stream tonight. Eye test will be nowhere. Where you at, eye test? Where you at? Where you at? What are you doing? Yo. Where you at? Where you Pogba haters at as well? Where you Martial haters at as well? I want to know where you all are tonight. Yo, where's David De Gea's haters? There's so many haters that are in the mud. So that's what I love about the Man United fan base. It's a crazy world we're living in. Do you know what I mean, mate? Let's do some super chats here. Kevin here says, win, lose or draw, Ollie out, and he should take Maguire with him back to mould. Just not good enough. Kev, I'm doing it for our Rosie. I'm doing it for our Sophie. I'm doing it for our Jack. Kev, if you don't watch Coronation Street, you won't get that, what I just did, especially you Americans and Canadians watching like a gal and man like Cam. Kev, what has Maguire got to... Maguire wasn't accountable for none of the mistakes tonight. Lindelof headed the ball into the back of McGoldrick's head and Henderson dilly-dallied on the ball. Are people trying to... Hang on a minute. Hang on. No. People aren't trying to blame those goals on Maguire, are they? That's not happening, is it? Kevin! It's Christmas time. Whenever I see the name Kevin, I either think of Coronation Street or I think of Home Alone. We won, but the performance doesn't satisfy me going forward into the busy end of the season. Terry, you're doing a great job. Thank you for saying I'm doing a great job. Means the world to me. As far as I'm concerned in relation to this, I agree with you on that. I'm not confident moving forward when it comes to Manchester United. On people having to go at Maguire, though, he was right to pass the ball back to the goalkeeper because Man United play it from the back. And he couldn't get to that cross that came in. Imagine having to go at Maguire because he's not 9 foot tall. Maguire, why aren't you taller? Lindelof gets a clean head to the ball. He should be directing it like Bush in the other direction. Instead, he goes Bush. Instead of going Bish, he went Bush. Do you know what I mean? If he'd have gone Whoosh, it'd have been an own goal. Do you know what I mean? Instead of Bish, he went Bosh. Thank God he didn't go Wash. It's as simple as that, bro. I don't know what's wrong with you people. Legitimately. Oh, I'm going to blame Maguire. I'm going to blame Maguire because I don't fucking... I got something fucking moan about. I want to moan about one of the big names. Can't moan about fucking Pogba because he didn't fucking step over and fucking flick around back. Can't moan about fucking Martial because Martial, he fucking scored and assisted. Can't moan about Rashford because he got 2 fucking goals. I love Bruno. I'm not going to moan about Bruno. So what I'll do, I'll have a go at that big-headed bastard, Harry Maguire. Do you know what did he do wrong? What did he do wrong? Fucking don't know, Mac. Didn't have to do nothing fucking wrong. We just have a fucking go at him. Do you know what I mean? Fucking hell, lad. We'll have a fucking go at him. It don't matter because fucking Twitter will agree. There'll be at least fucking 400,000 fucking people willing to jump on bastard's neck. That's all that's happening here. Come on. Chill yourselves. Chill yourselves, people. Chill yourselves. Hit that like and share button right now. Oh, look at all these super chats. Man like Nabil says, I want to say so much, but some other time. But I'm seriously disappointed with our fan base. Ollie outers are just pathetic and disgusting. That isn't my words. That's this man here. All the haters washing salt in your skin tonight. Hopefully their skins have got a few little blemishes on them, so it really stings. Good win from the boys today. Bruno was on fire, is what Yassin Mohammed thinks. We're going to get the panel on now, people. Do me a big favor. Hit that like button, hit the share button, hit the retweet button as well. What did he do right? His job. Maguire, I know what you mean, Twisted Bubba. He did, do you know what I mean? He did a lot right tonight. I just realized, Twisted Bubba, you've got a haircut like Gems. Are you styling that on Gems? Is that what you're aiming at? Is that Gems' haircut, bro? I see that. Look at that, man. Listen, he did a lot right to Maguire. I didn't think he did anything wrong. But clearly everybody else is waiting. They're sitting again. I'm watching the game. I'm watching game just to watch Maguire make a mistake. And as soon as he makes something that even resembles a mistake, I'm going to blame it on him. Like, do you remember like the marking of... Do you remember when everyone tried to blame him marking Wan-Bissaka is the reason we scored a goal, even though it was Matic that got beaten to an easy ball at the near post. It's just crazy. But remember, real football fans don't fall for it. People with brains don't fall for it. Only the unintelligent are suckered in by the nonsense. Be disappointed with the weak goals, but blame the culprits, Lindelof and Henderson. Like legitimate the culprits tonight. Let's get the panel on though, people. Smash the like button, hit the retweet button, hit the share button. Let's do this. Gentlemen, how do? I'm having a weird evening tonight. I'm having a weird
You're enjoying yourself there, Terry.
Well, listen, before we
my
start,
birthday and I'll cry if I want. Listen, do you know?
It's still your birthday, isn't it?
what do you mean? Before we start,
It's been a long day, man. Because the last time we were on the stream, it was your birthday tomorrow, and now come back, it's your birthday today.
We work.
Yeah. We're about to say before we start, happy birthday, Terry. Innit? Without Terry, we ain't got no football, Terry. So big up to you, Grandad. We love to see it.
He's not that old. I'm only just behind him. He's not that old. He's young.
Yeah, that's like yesterday. A lot of people in the group chat were like digging at my age. I did notice that Neeks is quite quiet because Neeks like, yeah, we're about the same age. I'm gonna back it.
Yeah, you said the guys below me were like, nah, it's not that bad because they're reaching it. You know what I'm saying? They're getting close to it, bro.
Listen, KJ, as soon as you reach this age, you're going to be saying this. Remember that time when the football terrace? Watch yourself.
I actually said that to KJ the other day. I said, this whole shouting at clouds thing, like I moan about people wearing rivals kits. So trust me, in 5 years' time, the younger generation are going to do things and you'll be barking at them like, what are you doing? That's mad. It always happens, bruv. It always happens.
When Woodward's still here and the young guns love him, I just be like, why do you guys love Woodward so much?
Bruv, it's crazy. So look, tonight's game's mad. Can we just clear something up real quick? Why is Maguire getting hate?
Because we conceded 2 goals and he's in the vicinity of the area where the goals were conceded. Listen, when you buy someone for 80 million, everyone expects, for some strange reason, that he's going to be perfect because Van Dijk has been near perfect for Liverpool. I mean, sensible people knew that he's not worth 80 million, but sensible people who watch the game also know he's improved our defense. And every goal we concede is not his fault. People have agendas. And if David De Gea was in goal today, all the people who want David De Gea out would not be blaming Maguire. They will put it all on David De Gea. And the people that want Dean Henderson in, and some of them who just want Maguire out will put it on Maguire. It's completely Dean Henderson's fault for that first goal. Maguire, could he have done better with the second goal? Possibly. Is it his fault for the second goal? No. But again, he cost 80 million. Lindelof isn't the one who's on the target at the moment. So you can deflect away from him.
It should be today, fam.
No, but I mean, but if we have signed Lindelof after Maguire, people were talking about Lindelof, how we waste money on him, blah, blah. He was at fault for the second goal because he headed it onto the... But it's unlucky. He's still unlucky. He headed it onto the defender.
Like I said, he went bosh instead of bish. You know what I mean? He just moved his head in the wrong direction. It's crazy. When I watched it, this is the thing for me. I don't listen... I do turn commentary down. I can't stand it. I was shocked when I was chatting to KJ at half time, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm seeing it trending that the commentators are saying that Pogba didn't mean that pass to set up the second goal. Me watching it myself, it never even entered my brain. It never even came into my brain. The same as when that second goal went in and the first goal went in, I was like, okay, that's Lindelof and that's Henderson. I didn't even think about it. Yeah, the ball went over Maguire's head. But it's not he jumped as high as he could. He was in his zone and they do zonal marking.
That's what I blame it. That's what I blame it on. Zonal marking.
That needs to go. That needs to go. All right, how have we, this is what Man United done to me.
Nothing wrong with zonal marking, but we don't do it right. That's a problem.
Right, this is what Man United done to me, man. We have won. And I am pissed.
Why are you pissed?
Why are you mad?
But you know what? Yeah, you know what it is? Because I already said before this game, it's not going to be the easy, 5-0, 4-0 that man them were predicting. I'm looking at you, Cam, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't say 4-0.
You said we were going to beat them easy.
We won comfortably.
Yeah, no, we did not.
Yeah, I was never worried, dog.
No, listen, I was very happy. Like at the start of the match, yeah, the way we conceded annoyed me. Like because mentality again is not there. We got 2 goals back. We're like, good. We control the rest of the game, and I'm like, yes, this is better. And then again, we do this to ourselves. I'm sick of it. We always do this to ourselves. We make things difficult for ourselves. If we got outdone by some sick piece of play, I'll be like, you know what? Yeah,
okay.
fair play.
But hold on.
Like,
would you be as worried if if it wasn't for what was going on or up and down, would you have been worried? Like days of old, if the game's going like this for us, you're looking at that second goal and being like, that's a consolation goal. I agree. It would have been nicer if we were in possession the whole last 10 minutes and there was no worries and we didn't allow that goal in. But I will be completely honest with you. When that goal went in, I'm like, we're fine. I didn't have that stress that I normally would have maybe back when things were ugly. I think I'm comfortable right now.
You've clearly forgiven. You've clearly healed and forgiven from Man United's disappointments last season, because I have not. You know what I'm saying? That's why I
gotta move on.
I have not, because it's just the signs were there again, because he did the same thing last season where he took off Martial, brought on a defensive player, and that's when they got the equalizer. So I was still like, this feels too much like last season. But at the end of the day, besides all of those points, listen, when you see Paul Pogba, Martial, and Rashford ball out, ooh, you love to see it. You love to see it, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I was mad about it as well. It was the third goal with the Pogba, the Cruyff turn and everything. Do you know what I loved about it? 5 seconds before that, he gave the ball away really basic, and I'm sitting there, Paul, shape up, bro. That's too. And then he did that, and I'm like, see, that's my Paul. And do you know what it is? I'm gonna sound so self-righteous here. This is why I love the way I support my club. I will have a go at Pogba when he messes up, but then when he does something beautiful, because I have no agenda, I feel no guilt. It's like I love the fact that I just love all my players, and I don't like or love any really more than the other. And it was beautiful from Pogba tonight. That pirouette and turn was the catalyst that goal, and the pass for Martial.
Well, I was gonna say, you know the funny thing. God. Well, so the pass for the goal, of course. Yeah.
I'm getting old now. I nearly wet myself. It was that good, bro. Honestly, bro. It was such a good pass.
I was gonna say the goal for the third goal. The worst part about it, and I put in quotations, was actually the assist and the finish. Because I don't think Martial actually meant the assist.
No. Sneak.
Wait, stop. And Rashford's shot was right at the keeper. But when I'm nitpicking at a ball going into the back of the net, that shows what happened before. Because the Cruyff turn and the 360 and the flick, the first time flick by Bruno to Greenwood shifts past his marker. I'm like, ref, don't blow.
Yeah,
and Rashford just goes boom straight into Bruno.
That was brilliant. Guys, this super chat, I think, pulls on a great point. It says, our attack is champions, our defense is championship. Watch the team set up against Leeds, McTominay and Fred, 2 CDMs to protect a weak defense. So. And it's true. And look, I know a lot of people want to go at Maguire, and I don't make him innocent in all the weakness over the course of this season. Where I will always put my foot down is on tonight. Tonight, for me, was not on him personally. But as a collective this season, every single defender at one point or another, barring Alex Terrace, who I don't really think's put a foot wrong in a Man United shirt yet.
Defensively, he's not as solid as Luke Shaw.
He looked okay today, though.
He's okay, but he's not as solid. Not as comfortable.
They've all done things wrong at different times, and that's an area that needs to be addressed by Man United massively. But us as an attacking threat, we're as good as anybody else in the league. We really are.
To your point, Martial did mean that pass to Marcus Rashford.
I'll give it to him.
Rashford meant to pull it in. I'm all for the prop right now. You know what Martial was trying to do? He thought, if I pass this quick and run after it, if Rashford misses the pass or something, I can get onto it. That's what it is. That's what it was. Martial's IQ in that moment.
Two things at once.
Just a comment here from Brittany Blue, who we had to remove from the stream last night because we were live on Facebook, and she called somebody a period blood motherfucker, and we can't have that language on Facebook. It says the fridge had a great game. Bruno didn't have the best. Pogba made a beautiful pass. I wish Chelsea could control games like your great one touch.
No.
You know what's interesting looking at this is speaking to non-salty or rivals without an agenda, because my brother, who he grew up a Liverpool fan, he's now a Leyton Orient fan, and his reason for changing clubs was I've never been to Anfield and I was going regularly to Leyton Orient. So my brother's one of these guys who believes you should go to a ground to support a team if you can. Obviously, if you live 10,000 miles away, it's a little different. So he supports Leyton Orient. He has no axe to grind. He's like the most neutral guy when it comes to football. and I was on the phone to him when it went 3-2. We were just chatting about Christmas, and I said, "How do you think the game's gone?" He went, "I can't believe it's 3-2. You guys have absolutely bossed it." So that's a complete neutral with no emotion. His team's in League Two. He doesn't really care about anyone in the Premier League. And he's like, yeah, same as my other brother who's an Orient fan, said the same thing. So it's interesting that Brittany looks at tonight as a really good performance from Man United. And we're kind of
say quickly on that Bruno comment, I completely disagree. It's funny because when he gets a goal and an assist and doesn't have 85% pass accuracy, people are like, stat padding had a poor game. Today he didn't get goal and assist. But his passing was very, very good and consistently accurate throughout the game. So I completely disagree with that
crazy stat.
That he didn't have that he had a poor game. He had a very good game.
Crazy stat for you guys on Bruno. This is the first game away since he's been in a United shirt. He has not assisted or scored a goal.
Yeah, it's mad.
But he did get 2 second assists.
Yeah, he got the hard.
And it's a shame that one through ball to Martial got intercepted, because I think that would have been another assist for Bruno.
But also there was a pass to Rashford where Rashford blazed over. It was given offside.
But I think
he scored. I think he was
offside.
Original base Annie here for Super Chat says, can we talk about the Lindelof pass, Rashford goal? Yeah, that's where Lindelof is very good. Mm-hmm. That's where Lindelof is very, very good.
But that's what I said on the last when we did the ranking show with Maguire and Lindelof. I said the only thing Lindelof has over him, he's got that pass. Maguire can carry the ball forward, but he's got that pass. But then you saw how McGoldrick was bullying him.
Made him look like
that's the Lindelof as a centre back. The modern day centre back. Yeah, you love that because John Stones can do that and Lindelof can do that. But when you come up against a proper number 9, and I'm not saying he's any like world class or anything, he doesn't even score. Bullied.
Listen,
I want to speak to Aaron here because there's a comment that I want to speak to Aaron about the game. That he hasn't really spoke yet. The comment here says people blame Ollie and Maguire for the first goal. I know that Aaron's had an issue with playing out from the back. Do you look at that as a stupid tactic from Ollie? Do you look at it as a bad pass from Maguire, or is this a case of the goalie should be aware he's being closed down and get rid of it sooner? Where do you put the blame for that first goal?
That last one, first of all, Henderson should know that he's going to get closed down because from the first minute, do you know what? Like on the pitch, obviously you're playing and you're concentrated on the game. But you should pay attention to what's happening around you. If you noticed, from the first whistle, from the kickoff. What did Sheffield do? They pressed us. They pressed Maguire, pressed Lindelof, pressed Pogba, didn't allow us to play out from the back. So from that moment on, you should know as a goalkeeper, if the ball ever comes back to me, even if it happens in a 70th minute, first thing I have to do is just get rid of it. Get rid of it. Don't ask no questions. He tries to hang on to the ball, tries to hug it, tries to play out from the instead of just getting rid of it. And that's how we conceded the goal. However, I've always said this playing out from the back business doesn't work because 1, we don't know how to do it, and 2, we don't have the players for it. Mm-hmm. The same thing happened against Tottenham. What did that resolve in? That goal that Harry Kane scored. None of our central defenders can play out from the back. As much as I rate a lot of them, they just don't know how to do it. So you're better off just delete it.
It's not even like they don't know how to do it.
Throw it in the bin. We don't have the players for it.
Yeah, but listen, they're just too slow. Like literally.
Exactly.
But that's a part of it. That's a part of not being able to do it. You have to get your angle.
So if you ask me, just throw it in the bin. Just go long. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I think for me, it's all about, especially early in the game when they're pressing, go long.
Yeah. And
then when they drop off, then you can pass up from the back. But don't try and force it like you're peak Barcelona. Yeah. Like
that one passing move we had from the back where Matt had a shot at the end of it for Martial's cross. That was beautiful because them man were tired. Them man weren't pressing us better. Cool. But when these men are pressing us like they were, stop it, bro.
It doesn't help that Maguire always switches it back onto his right, and this is why we keep talking about the left-sided center back too, right? He could probably be better on the right side. It's just that he always looks to switch it to his right, and defenders close that off. So then when he goes back to the keeper, like Aaron said, get rid of it.
When you're slow, having to move it onto your stronger foot, it's that split second longer. Right?
There you go.
I think if we can sign a centre back to go next to Maguire, you'll see him improve. And it is about teams. I mean, you've only got to look at Liverpool and the improvement they had defensively by bringing in a truly world-class player. And look, it isn't Maguire's fault he cost 80 million. It's actually Woodward's because they should have signed him a year earlier for 55 million pounds, and there would not be this pressure. And there's a comment from Twisted Bubba that says anyone who costs £80 million should be overly scrutinized at all times. I disagree. What I would say is anyone who costs £80 million does get over scrutinized and over analyzed at all times. Let's talk Marcus Rashford for a moment here. 19 games for Man United this season, 15 goal contributions. Are we at a point where we've just got to stop? I mean, the Marcus Rashbeck comments and everything else. We just got to get to a point when we realize he is one of the best attacking players in the Premier League.
Put those comments in the bin. Put those comments in the bin, because right now, if you put Rashford up against, I think if we say left-sided attacker, it's got to be just him and Son right now. That's it. Like who would you even put in the like? Sterling does not look like the same player currently. He's a better dribbler, but Rashford right now for me is he's tops with Son. There's nobody even close. What he was having fun today.
Obviously, Mane's in the discussion, but he's
sorry. But Mane's been out of form for I'm not going to say Rashford's better than Mane. I said for now, like at this moment. Like, I'm not going to disrespect Mane like that. I'm not deluded, but I'm just saying.
You know what fans need to do, yeah? Fans need to accept Rashi for who he is. And Aaron, I'm going to say this to you as well. I know that you want him to do this, that, and the third, innit? Like, but we just have to accept him for what he is. Like with Paul Pogba, and people need to accept who Paul Pogba is.
Yeah.
We need to do the same with Marcus Rashford, because what he does do, he does it very well. He retired another defender today. When he first broke on the scene, my man retired Di Michelis from Man City, fam. Today, my man reminded Jagielka why my man shouldn't be playing football. Bro.
Wait, was that the nutmeg?
Yeah,
the nutmeg man. My man was blowing after that, bro. My man turned so slowly, and he got hooked off, bro. He got subbed on and hooked off. My man's retiring from today. You know what
was so good about Rashford as well today? I thought his decision making was. Everything was right. So even when he made that run, he nutmegged, he came inside. I thought he was going to shoot, and he passed to Greenwood. Greenwood did what I knew he was going to do. He put it on that left peg and he shot. Like Greenwood doesn't try to do anything but shoot. And again, I don't want to criticize Greenwood for that, because that's what in another 2 or 3 years, that is what's going to make Greenwood one of the best number 9s out there. But Rashi's on absolute fire, and he has been for nearly 2 years now for a young player, and he's moving forward. On Man United.
Before you go, Terry, people saying Pulisic. Yeah, my man can't even play 3 games. He can't even play 3 games in a row, bro. Wait, don't chat about players, yeah, who can't even play football. Him and that.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yo,
tell them, Russ.
Wait, him and Naby Keita, yeah, these two Donnies get blown up to such proportions. Yes, they're talented footballers, but what's with all that talent when they're not even on the pitch, fam? These men need to get healthy before you can chat about them with Rashford and Pogba and all these men.
It's, you know what, the way I look at someone like Pulisic is, I'm going to put boxing to, my fighting background, I'm going to put it in boxing terms. Amir Khan, in my opinion, could have become the greatest boxer in British history if he had a chin, but he didn't have a chin. Pulisic can have all the skills, all the ability, all the outputs he wants. That man's made of breadsticks. When you're made of breadsticks, you're going to be injured for 3, 4, 5 months a year. You're never going to be recognized in the same way as other people. Look at Harry Kane. Look what Harry Kane's delivered in England, right? One of the biggest not downfalls of him, but the kind of areas he's criticized on is that he gets injured too often. And it's true. Like, it feels like he's out for 2-3 months every year. And that's easily for him 8, 9, 10 goals. And over the course of your career, people want that from him. It's as simple as that. We have a few super chats to do. Then I want to talk Man United for a moment, because this season's mad. Chris here says, I know people are talking like it's going to either Spurs, Man U, or Chelsea in the top 4. Should there be questions of Man City, since they have less points than all 3 clubs if they make top 4? Yes. We've been saying for days on here, City are getting ignored because they have no fans. You've got no fans. They've got no fans. No one cares about it. Listen, Aaron lives in Manchester, and I saw a video of Aaron today walking around. I know it's like tier 3, but he's like, hello. You I'm looking for. I can see it in your eyes. And they're nowhere. City fans are nowhere. They don't live in Manchester. A few of them live in Stockport. There are no City fans, so it's hard to criticize them. The only time City's videos do well on this channel is when they're saying bad, because we all like laughing at them. They've got no fans, bro. It's as simple as that. On Man United, though, we sit. Thank you for all the super chats, by the way. It means a great deal. And all the birthday messages. Big up yourselves. Thank you. We look at the league table here. United are 6th. We've got the best form currently in the league.
Jeez.
That's true. These are all pure facts I'm talking.
Love it.
If we win the game in hand, we go second, right? We have a 58% win ratio this season. The only two teams with a better win ratio are currently Leicester and Liverpool at 61%. But of course, Leicester's lose ratio is huge compared to ours. They've lost 5. What more do you need to see from Man United to say we're either one in the top 4 race, because some people don't think we are, and secondly, what more needs to happen to say we can push Liverpool?
The way we concede goals and the way that we make it hard for ourselves. If that stops, we can chat about something. You know what I mean? We can start chatting more confidently. Definitely about top 4.
It's all about consistency and performance, as you said. We are consistent, to be fair, but it's consistent in the way that we don't want to be. Mm-hmm. We're consistently conceding the first goal in every game. Yeah. And as we saw against Leipzig, where you come up against better teams, you will suffer for that. Now, I'm not talking about technical or tactical, as we mentioned before, mentality. Why is it when we start the game, we're very calm, we're very relaxed, we're too relaxed, and we concede? And then today, we're very comfortable in the game. We're 3-1 up, we're passing the ball. Sheffield ain't laying a glove on us. I know it wasn't a corner, but we concede again when we're very relaxed. It's when we go behind and there has to be urgency. We have to go out. That's when we play our best. We need to start games with the same urgency that we do when we go behind. And if we can do that on a consistent basis, then I think people will be more likely and more confident in talking about challenging for the title. We look at Liverpool. Liverpool have been playing great this year. And I'm not even saying that we can compare ourselves in terms of squad or manager or what they've done the last 2 years. But even when they're not playing too well, there's a consistency in the way they're trying to play and the way they're trying to win games. Even against Spurs, they didn't make many clear-cut chances, but they were dominant. They were on top of the game. They knew everyone knew what they had to do. We don't do that. Where we play in spells in matches, and it will come back to bite you at times. So I think top 4. That's for me. 100% we're in that race. We've always been in that race. That's not even a thing. Title race is another matter.
Yeah, we do. Don't put us in there. Don't put us in there. If you do that, people are gonna be like, oh, you see, Man United fans are getting hyped because they think. No, we're not. We don't think.
I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait and see how we navigate through December 1st.
I agree.
Wait, but Aaron, you were saying if you had beat Leipzig though and beat City, you was on the train, innit?
I agree.
But we didn't. But we didn't.
Exactly. But I just want to see how we go through December 1st, because we got a very tough game against Leeds on Sunday. That's going to be hard. But the only thing I am sure about, we are going to score, because these men love a high line. Like, look at all the games that Leeds have played. Yeah, they've always conceded goals. So with our quality, because I don't think, apart from Liverpool, who else have they played like really like Chelsea? Whatever. Liverpool, that's it, really. Who's really got like a...
Man City. They played Man City, they drew 1-1 in that one.
Yeah, and they played Arsenal.
Okay, that was a tight game.
Reverse and all of that.
But you know what?
My point is, with the quality that we have, bro, they will concede, guaranteed.
I agree.
Guaranteed.
The issue is going to be them pressing us. So But we know they're going to press from minute 1 to minute 90. They don't stop. You have to just go over the top. Forget the passing out. Go over the top into the midfield.
That's going to be dangerous. The passing out.
Playing, you go high up to the left and just go over.
And that's where we have the players for that. It's about executing it. For me, Paul Pogba and Bruno need to be on the pitch. You get the ball into them, and you go, whoop, over the top, whoop, into those channels. And sometimes we can start the runs in our own half. We don't even have to worry about the offside trap. We'll get in behind. And we need to... Leeds are going to be a difficult team because of how they play. But equally, Leeds play in a way that suits Man United best. It's just going to come... That game will be who is most clinical. The team with the best conversion rate wins. It's as simple as that for me. Both teams are probably going to concede, but it comes down to that. And I agree with all of you with what you've said. I'm not putting Man United nowhere near a title race, even though we're sitting there. I want Man United fans to refrain from thinking that. I'm happy with where we are with when you look at our start to the season, who we have as manager, and some of the the problems we have at the football club, both on the field and off the pitch. I'm happy to be where we are. When you consider that Tottenham and Chelsea are both... Everyone says they're better than us. We win our game. We're already in front of Chelsea if we win our game in hand, we go in front of Tottenham as an example. All those teams were regarded as being better than us, having better managers. It's embarrassing for every single rival to be behind a club managed by a PE teacher. So I'm going to bask in that glory because I'm a Man United fan. And I'm not going to pull away from that. But to say we're in a title race, I agree completely with all of you. We need to stop conceding that first goal and keep winning a lot of these away games. The home form has got to improve massively.
Yeah, you're not gonna win a league on our home.
No,
that's got to give. You have to give.
Our home form is relegation level.
It has to give.
They say make Old Trafford a fortress or make your home ground a fortress. Yo, we've got a sandcastle, bruv. You know what I'm saying? That's what we've got.
And the tide is in, bruv. You know that. But the end of the Christmas period is going to be interesting because we put ourselves in a position now. As long as I'm not even worried about Liverpool because I don't think we're in a title race and I don't think we will challenge for it personally. When you look at Tottenham, Southampton, Leicester, Everton, Chelsea, City, Wolves, they're the ones I'm focusing on. No disrespect to West Ham. I think they'll fall back behind as the season goes on. As long as we get through Christmas and we don't drop ridiculously more points than them, 1 or 2 either side, as long as we're on par with those teams with our game in hand against Burnley, we're massively in this top 4 race. That's what I would say. The only time it goes wrong is if we lose to Leeds, lose to Leicester, lose to Leeds. Who are we playing on Boxing Day? It's Leicester, and then we play another tough game.
Everton, we play
Everton, but that's in the cup.
Everton in the cup, but then we've got Aston Villa, I think, New Year's Day. Like, if we come through those next 3 Premier League games and we yield 2 points, 3 points only, and Chelsea win all their games, Tottenham win all their games, Southampton win all their games, Leicester beat us and win all their games, then for me, the top 4 race becomes an uphill struggle. If we get through those games with quite a high number of points, we're well in that race. And with a man Traore stroke, a man Diallo, whichever people want to call him, coming in January, maybe a signing or 2. We do know a certain Jadon the Sancho is very happy over there.
Not this again. Terry's preparing you for his daily videos. Daily videos.
The daily Sancho update.
Get sucked in again, man.
Listen, bro. Listen, you know we have got to go over there, Dunkirk style. We've got to go free this Englishman from Germany, bro. We've got to drag him back. Drag man back. You know what I mean? D-Day style. Sorry, I never got.
But so I'm sorry. Again, I'm gonna say this again because I'm gonna say it. Like, if we get through this Christmas period, I'm putting us in the title race. I don't care if we get through it with all wins.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Like, I'm sorry, guys. Like, I'm not going to. My brain will not allow me to look at the table and say we're not in the title race.
Bro, right now, as it stands,
I get it. You guys are being silly, but
right now, we might. Okay, you look at the table and we're 6th. Okay, cool. But listen, we're 6th with 23 points, a game in hand, and Tottenham are 2nd with 25 points. There's 2 points separating us from these guys. Yo, X, we're breathing down your necks, bro. We're breathing down your necks, bro. Be careful, my guy. Be careful.
Exactly.
Well, listen, you know what? Yeah, you guys have more faith, in this club and this team than I. I just love them, innit? I don't trust these man. I wouldn't trust these man to watch paint dry, fam. Because they'll do something.
You were the one telling us to be on the vibes.
It's not last year.
KJ, this is vibe. I agree with this man. It's about the Christmas period. If we were to win all our games over Christmas, I would then join the train of we've got to move from here. Because then I'm disappointed if we go backwards. Because if we win all our games over Christmas, you're almost halfway through the season and you're in touching distance of Liverpool, which we didn't expect. And one big shout out to Ollie here. One thing a lot of these detractors call for is please improve. Please improve. We have had season on season at this. We were on 16 points this time last year compared to this year where we're sitting on 23 points. That is nearly a 60% improvement as a football club. So, yes, there's some areas to fix still. Nobody's denying that. But at the end of the day, we all say it's a results business and results are what matter. What have you done for me lately? What Ollie has done is given us a 60% better start to this campaign. When you compare that to Chelsea, that's about 16% regression. Tottenham, they've actually improved by 50% this year. But every other top 6 team, Arsenal, over a 20% regression. Liverpool, a 24% regression year on year. For Man United to improve this much, I take that on chin. And if we win our games over Christmas and we put ourselves in that position, then I'm going to be demanding that we at least finish strong in the top 4. Minimum of we qualify for top 4.
We have one of the youngest squads out.
Well, the thing is, for me, I'm just looking at the Liverpool fixtures. We have to win all our games over Christmas to be in the title race. Liverpool are playing Palace, West Brom, Newcastle, Southampton. I'm expecting 4 wins out of 4 for them. So
Yes.
we actually
listen,
and if
hold
we
on,
do-
hold on, hold on. They're playing Newcastle. Yo, Kendall, I'm gonna need you to chat to Brucey, innit? To do us a favor. He's gonna need to do us a favor still. That Brucey ball needs to be in full effect against Liverpool.
Listen,
How many Liverpool games are away from home though? Because this is
three
important.
away. One at home to West Brom.
They're the 4th worst team in the league this year away from home. Facts.
Well, listen, and their home games against Big Sam's West Brom, so I need a Big Sam
Listen,
You know, we need a big sound bounce. But if you look at that league table away from home,
We've won every game.
yes.
Oh, listen, you know what it is? It's the away vibes, fam. You know what I'm saying? You know when you go on holiday, bro, and you're feeling wavy, fam. That's what it is. We're away from the yard, innit? We're away from the yard.
It's them Aaron Wan-Bissaka vibes away from home, innit? Do you know?
Well, unfortunately,
and the Mason Greenwood as well. Right?
No worries.
but for us, we've got 3 out of 4 home games. So as I said, we have to improve our home.
But one thing's got to give. It's our home form. That's got to give.
We need to sort
If you look at the home form,
on Sunday.
look, we're the 3rd worst in the league at home.
That's
wow,
That's
terrible.
And that's the mad thing. You look at Man United and Liverpool. It's flip reverse when it comes to away and home form, pretty much.
The one win was at 1-0 penalty to West Brom.
West Brom.
Yeah,
it's
man.
not good enough. It's not good enough.
We've scored 3 goals at home all year.
And the last goal from open play that we scored was against Palace on
81st minute.
Those are also those moments. If you can improve on them so if we win our next 3 home games, score say 6, 7, 8 goals across all those games, that's when you can positivity drops in. Like tonight, there was a few hairy moments, but let's look at another positive from tonight. As this is more of a podcast show rather than a reactionary thing from the broadcasters, which is done in 15 minutes. We have been annoyed and frustrated at the way we have not taken initiatives when it comes to jumping in front of rivals. And tonight was one of those moments where we took an initiative. Everybody dropped points. And yes, we were only playing Sheffield United, but I still think we need to praise it. Interestingly, on home form, though, I've just looked at this and I haven't noticed it all year. Liverpool have 21 points, so 7 wins from 7 at home.
Mad.
The team that's second, right, only have 12.
Wow.
No one's home form this season has been outstanding. Like Southampton's is good.
That's good. Very good for Southampton.
But no one's home form. I mean, look at Chelsea, 2 draws and a loss. Spurs, 2 draws and a loss. City, like no one's been that good at home this year. So Man United have been awful. I'm not defending Man United at home at all, but a couple of wins and you suddenly catch up with everybody.
You know what we need to do? We've got the piece for it. We should announce Man United on tour every home game. And what we need to do, is just redecorate Old Trafford every home game to make them feel like they're not at home, because clearly there's something wrong at the gaff. So make them feel like they're away from home. And
we've literally become Ryan Giggs FC, bro. We love playing away. Simple as that. We love playing away. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yo, guys, I put it in the group chat earlier. Scholes' comments at half time, man. My God.
I was just disgusted. You know why I was disgusted, right? Because I heard that Ali McQuist said it, but Ali McQuist was a striker. I thought in my head, I was like, Paul Scholes will back him because Paul Scholes was a baller. I was so annoyed with Paul Scholes. I was, and I normally don't focus what they say. Paul Scholes basically said he thinks Paul Pogba's got the ability to play the pass to Martial in the first half, but doesn't think he meant it.
Come on.
He's a gender-driven, bro.
He said he meant the pass, but I think
Martial meant the pass.
But Martial didn't mean that finish.
He's literally saying that pass from Pogba to Martial, first of all, was meant for Wan-Bissaka, and second of all, he says that Martial read the ball better than Pogba played the actual pass.
It makes no sense.
Literally,
listen, if you look at his body shape, and where his head is, It's nowhere near going to Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
I mean,
what I
if you
mean.
look at Wan-Bissaka, he's running backwards anyway. So
Yeah, he's not even looking at the.
Doesn't even make sense. It wouldn't make
Yeah.
sense.
But I do agree that
Pogba.
Martial read the pass well. I agree that
Of course
he
he did.
I agree. I was like,
He did.
Credit Martial for reading the part. Credit Martial for reading the
No,
part.
you got to credit You got to credit Ramsdale for giving you 2 goals.
Sorry, guys. Hang on a minute. David, what the are you wearing? You're a Chelsea fan. Why have you got red on?
PSV kit.
Bruv, you're cheating on your club live on YouTube, bro. This ain't Pornhub, brother. This ain't.
I'm sorry. I'm
you know,
paying for PSV
I got messed up today,
though.
though. I've been a family member trolled me. Didn't troll me today, but I was opening presents today as it is my 35th birthday, and somebody's bought me a brand new Man United kit on purpose because I said don't buy kits. I told them don't buy them. Unfortunately, they bought me medium, and my gains are too much, don't fit. So I'm like, I ain't got to wear it.
Yeah, gains, bro. Yeah, gains, fam. You know what I'm saying? It's all good.
Bro, you know, do you know what's gonna be really shocking? When some of you man meet me, you're gonna be like, "Oh, you ain't this skinny little."
Yeah,
some
of them are gonna be surprised, Terry. Some of them, they're gonna be surprised.
I would have. I need to hit, before I meet you. I need to hit gym so I can. Be like, oh yeah, I'm there too, bro.
Listen,
Terry's gonna be looking like a boy.
You need to take Lincoln and Prime with you, brother. Get that done.
David.
You're linked in the chat. Why would you do that to me, bro?
Listen, bro. I've seen the Nutty Professor. Let's move.
buddy.
Hang on, them man are always.
Whoa!
Great film.
It's a great. Oh, number one.
Prime hasn't even watched it.
She's a little off point because Janet Jackson. She's not as good as actor as the Jada, but you know what I mean. Like,
I'm gonna ask David. I mean, every time someone mentions game in hand in the group chat, you're like maths. Give me some maths now. If we win our, wait. I've got an equation for you. It's a question. If we win our game in hand, how many points above you are we, or does goal difference matter now? I'm not sure.
You'll be 4 points above us.
Okay, but goal difference. No, goal difference. Goal difference will put you ahead. That's how it works. I don't know. You always mention goal difference. Or are you winning on the
but goal difference doesn't apply here. Goal difference doesn't apply here. So.
David, why?
Do you know what, bro? This is Lincoln. I love you. This is. Do you know what's funny about that? The outside sanctum. They're not in the group chats. They don't know that we all speak on a regs. I always get it when you guys ever go at a Gal. Everyone's like, "Oh, you guys are so harsh to a Gal." It's like they realize that we all talk to each other all day, every day. Like that. I go into our WhatsApp group every hour, and there's always 300 messages minimum. It's like Jesus Christ. I don't know what's going on in there.
Oh man, just chilling at home.
But yeah, no, you guys played. You guys like you played well. You played well. Well, in periods. Like you kind of dropped in and out. But that's normal. But that's normal. That's normal.
We played in Ed Stallman's.
Ed Stallman.
To be fair, we played well for the majority of the game. To be fair, I'm not even going to act like we didn't. Like we did play well for.
But no, that McGoldrick, I hate him as much.
We need to see.
He must have thought we were Chelsea today.
Yeah,
I hate him.
We need to see more Bruno and Pogba together now. Like it's.
Yep.
I think it's time. Like I when I saw that lineup today, it's what I've been saying when I've been jokingly saying we can play all three of the Donny van de Beek, Bruno, and Pogba. We at minimum against these smaller teams have to play Bruno and have to play Pogba together now. I don't care. Like the saddest thing for me today watching the game was knowing that Pogba's probably gone next year. It's like that midfield to me today looked like the best midfield in the Prem.
Anyway, can we
don't even have a proper DM. We have a Matic who looked great, but like we know that's his. I mean, he looked pretty good. He's
no, he's the one who's got to go, bro. He's got to go.
He does. I agree. That's what I'm trying to say, though. He looked. I'm saying with him even there today, he looked decent. If you put in a proper DM, like again, a Zachariah or an Ndidi or somebody, a Neves. That's who I'm praying for. Neves.
I'd love Neves.
Yeah. We need if we get a proper DM, we can play Pogba in where he played today and Bruno ahead and they can move around.
Yeah.
With this team, remember this is Sheffield United. With this team, I think if we play this over and over again, it will get found out, as it has been at times. Pogba, Bruno, and Pogba and Bruno can play in the same team. But if we want to do it consistently, I don't think it's in exactly the same positions today. I think Pogba out wide left and maybe Rashford to the right, so Greenwood on the bench would be better, and you can still get Fred and Matic and Fred and McTominay. Against Leeds, we're going to see, I believe, 2 defensive midfielders, and I'm not going to be mad. And I think people need to understand, if we're going to cuss Maguire and Lindelof and every game, we can't then expect to play Bruno, Pogba, and Van de Beek. We can't do it.
Logically, that don't make sense.
Against Leeds, the thing I'd be worried about is Aaron Wan-Bissaka, because that touch, like with Leeds, is not
I'm not. I think we need someone like Aaron Wan-Bissaka is going to be pivotal for us stopping them at times. I think I get where you're coming from, but I think he's
Aaron Wan-Bissaka is not the worry in the games where you feel like people are going to attack you. It's the games where you're the aggressors. That's when you're worried.
I guess you're talking about the press. Are you talking about the press?
Yeah, I'm talking about the press. That press.
It's fine.
No, I think he'll be all right in that. If I'm being honest with you, I get your point, but I think he'll be okay. Do you know what I love about tonight with Man United when it comes to Paul? Again, I love being the United fan I am, because I love all my players. And it's great when they all play well. I thought Bruno played well, but tonight, like Bruno, he wasn't the guy putting off the killer edge passes. We had Pogba there to step up in his stead. And this is what great teams do. And this is when we look at Liverpool in the last 3 or 4 years, City in the sort of 2 or 3 years before that, someone's always turning up. Mo Salah could have a quiet day, but then it was Firmino or it was Mane or it was Trent. Somebody else steps up, and that's what Man United also need if they're going to do this title challenge. We can't just rely on it being Rashford and Bruno. And something that I know me and KJ have spoken about, I know me and Neeks have, and me and Aaron have, like off air on a number of occasions. Martial's also going to come good at some point, and that could be key for us. If Martial can click, and if Greenwood can click second half of the season and start scoring more and contributing more than they have done in the first half of the season, that's going to be scary for rivals, because Martial's ice cold when he's on form, and he was there tonight. And if tonight sort of perks him up and he goes into these next 3, 4, 5, 6 games with form, be scared, be very, very scared. Timo Werner is coming for your goal total. I made that. What was the bet, David?
It was. I think the bet was just simple. Like Timo scores more than Werner.
What happens if I win?
I don't remember this bet full stop.
No, I think Indiana had someone with somebody.
Yeah, no, Indiana had a bet.
You're telling me you tried to get one with David, but because David's broke because he's a student.
Yeah, I said a grand. He said, I'll do a bet with you then. I'm going to look at what they're on now, and I'm going to make a bet. We'll redo the bet from this point. So I'm going to look at what your man's on.
Martial, I think, has got 1. I think Werner's got 4.
No, it's goals in. I said all competitions. So all this season,
3 and 7.
So he's got. Hang on, no, it's 8 goals. So 4 in the Prem, 3 in Champions League, 1 in League Cup. So your man's got 8 goals. And Martial this season in all comps has got 3. So you're 5 in front. I'll make you a bet that Martial still scores more goals in all competitions. If I lose, I'll give you £100. If you lose, on air, you burn all your non-Chelsea kits.
Oh, right.
I knew it.
Do you know how much money that is?
No,
but Werner's better than going to outscore Martial, right?
No,
I'm confident. Okay, I'll up mine to £200.
No. All right, listen, change the parameters. How about this? Yeah, we do the £100. David ain't getting £200. He don't deserve it. You get the £100. Yeah, but you can never wear another team's shirt on stream again.
What? Nah, because there's no money. He can just take a put one after. You got to cut 3 up.
You got that.
There's got to be some monetary damage to your bet, bruv. You can't just be like, oh, I won't wear them on the air. You've got to cut 3 up on the air that I pick.
Never. I would never do that.
Listen, Chelsea fans, that's how weak he is. He has no. I'm willing to prepare to give £200 away because I back my Anthony Martial. This Chelsea charlatan, non-Chelsea kits, he isn't willing to risk them. That's how much faith he has. Your man's 5 goals in front. Martial's going to catch him up. Mate, listen, you send them free kits to me, I'll burn them motherfuckers. I'll put them on fireplace. Dirty kits. Massive super chat here from MJ, who says, happy birthday, bro. Pogba and Bruno have to play. MJ's his initials. That's great there. Michael, always reminds me of my guy. Michael Jackson's my hero. But a lot of people don't know this. My youngest son, his name is Michael Jackson's in reverse. It's Jackson. His middle name is Michael, after the greatest singer of all time. I never told anybody that, but I just announced it on the air. I love him. I love him. He's my guy.
When I see MJ, I always think Michael Jackson, but a lot of people think Michael Jordan.
Jordan.
Like,
Yeah.
when I see MJ on the timeline, I'm like, Michael Jackson.
No,
Oh, you're
Jordan.
talking about basketball. Okay.
Bruv, whenever I hear the word Michael or the name Jackson, I just think of Michael Jackson. It's just the music's just like,
The GOAT, man. The
Jordan
absolute
goes
GOAT.
straight to my head.
By the way, I went
Michael Jackson's the third one for me.
Who's the
Wait. Who's above him?
Schumacher, but I'm a big F1 fan, so.
Oh yeah, Michael. Yeah, but I'm a big F1 fan as well. But come on,
MJ,
David,
though.
man.
mad, right? You know, thank you, by the way, to MJ and to I can't remember your name now. I can't pronounce that name. Sorry, my dyslexic brain will not allow me to pronounce this.
Sibby's sister.
Yo,
Sibby's sister.
I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you.
Kobo.
I'm gonna call you Sibs. Sibby.
Man, like Sibby.
Sibby. Thank you for becoming a member.
Terry is every old white man I ever worked with who doesn't want to pronounce who doesn't want to pronounce my name in the office, so they give it a nickname. What can I call you instead? I'm like, no. This is what you call me.
Do you know what, bro? Listen, man, I come from East London. I got with very exotic names. My problem is at work. I'm never that interested in anybody, so I never remember their name. So I spend the next 10 years calling them mate. I used to have people at Barclays, right? There was this one dude to this day. So I left after 15 years at Barclays. I worked with him in the same office space for 8 years. And now I've been gone. So it's been like 17 years since I've known him, right? It weren't until he friended me on Facebook a few weeks ago. I was like, oh, that's your name. 17 years. I didn't.
Wow.
I'm just not that bothered. If I know your name in life, if you meet me and I remember your name, you should take that as, oh my God, he likes me. Because if I don't remember your name, I don't care, bruv.
You still call me.
When
that
I meet
reminds me
people,
of?
I always go for their short name. I'm like, what's your name? Yeah, I'm calling you that for short.
Yeah,
I can't bother to say the whole name.
Neeks. Imagine this, yeah. Well, this is how picky it is for me, yeah. My nickname is KJ to make it easier for people than my actual name, and people still mess up 2 letters, fam. I've had AJ, JJ, and you get KG on the channel, fam. KG, blood,
Bro, you know what it
it's
is?
2 letters. They're right next to each other on the alphabet.
Bro, I remember time ago, someone tried to draw me out on Twitter because I said something about Ollie and stuff. And he said my name, and I'm like, he wrote something about me. He quote tweeted my tweet, and then he wrote Aaron with 2 R's and 1 A. And I didn't want to respond to it, but then I responded to him saying, bro, on all my socials, my name is there in your face, and you still get it wrong.
Bruv, that is hilarious. But I shorten everybody's name. So KJ is the shortest name you can have. It's 2 letters. Well, that's 2 letters. I shorten it to Cage. I still shorten that. I shorten everybody's name where I can. Like if I meet everyone I meet, I'm like, right, what's the nickname? My head just goes, what's the nickname going to be? What nickname? I love a nickname or a shorter name. Everybody, but even if it don't even fit,
Ndombele season. Tell your Ndombele guys to come outside. Pogba wants to chat.
Oh yeah, you know what it is, yeah. You can tell Terry's Ollie in because he loves the nicknames. Like, oh yeah, I love call Rashi. Jay Lings. Yeah, I'll call him Jay Lings.
I remember I was very young in the banking system, and they asked me to run the biggest branch in the East End of London on a Saturday, and I was shitting it. And you have to keep the service good, but also hit sales numbers on this Saturday, right? And I was in there, and I went up to these two cashiers early, right? And I was old on that. I was giving them the nicknames. I was telling one of them, I knew he was a Liverpool fan. I'm like, bro, I need you to be my Gerrard today. I need to be out there orchestrating, doing this. I was all on that, bro. I was that guy. Nicknames, football euphemisms, everything, bro. I am getting you guys on side. We smashed it that day, and I let him go home early. Do you know what I mean? It was one of them ones. I am that white dude. That's what I do. Short everything straight up, but I can pronounce it once it's said. I just can't read because I'm dyslexic. The other day, right? DT. He says, bruv, why do you use everybody's first names on the when you do commentary? I said, bruv, I'm dyslexic. I can't read all their surnames. I'm too embarrassed to ask you. And he's like, some of them are just English. I said, it doesn't matter that they're English surnames. I've never seen them before. I need you to say it so I can read it. He's like, is it that bad? I went, yes, I am like legitimate dyslexic. If it's a new word and my brain doesn't get it once, and then it's for me. So once I don't know it once, and it becomes a nervous thing, my brain just like blocks it out. And he goes, "I'll teach you their surnames because they just want to." Because there's like three. The other day there was 3 players on the pitch all called Alex. And I was like, Alex, what? Do Alex? Because beginnings, but some of the surnames I'm like, I can't say it. I don't know how to work it out. I also had Jemiah, who I was calling Jamia the whole time, and every time DT said it's Jemiah.
Oh, was that DT's player?
Yeah. I would sit there going Jemiah, off before rolling. Jemiah. Terry, action. And Jameer gets the ball and he it's just in my head. And they're like, why? And I said, I can't articulate it. I've got a dyslexic brain. It's what it does. And I remember being a kid and I used to do those sort of things. I remember once I got so embarrassed. Oh my God. We had to do this thing at work, right? And just before I knew I was dyslexic. So Barclays discovered my dyslexia by putting me for a test. This lady recognized, because I used to bump into things. It's a sign of being dyslexic that you kind of your coordination's off,
your equilibrium's off.
Yeah, but we were doing this thing, right? And we had to write something about ourselves on a bit of paper, and it got you write something about yourself that nobody in your business would know, and you screw them up into like snowballs, and you have a snowball fight. And then you pick one up, and if it isn't yours, you read it out, and the group has to guess who it is. Bit of fun in the morning. Like, be like 15-minute icebreaker things. And somebody says, I don't like beetroot. But I read it out as, I don't like root beer, right? For whatever reason, beetroot and root beer in my head just compute the same thing. And no one was answering. And I'm like, why is no one saying who it is? And everyone was guessing. No one. And then this guy was older. He was like in his 50s, like proper gammon. Do you know what I mean? He was like, what's wrong with you, you thick? It don't say root beer, it says beetroot. And I remember like it was the smallest I ever felt in my whole life. I was tiny. I was like Hobbit size. And it was just embarrassing. But from that moment, I just
5 years later, you sacked him.
Well, I did become his boss. And it was that's why I'm really grateful to the companies I work for, because they discovered it and then they did training with me and they helped me with things. But most of the training was just about becoming comfortable with being dyslexic. It's like they basically said, you can't help it. There's things like I can.
You know what's crazy? There's more people are dyslexic than you even realize. Like, and because obviously the stigma's not there anymore.
And that's the thing. I mean, they did things to me. Like I've got like work computers. I have these like yellow filters I put over my screens. It helps the words, because when I read a word, if I explain it to you, if it's a paragraph, like I said, this is a great example, right? That's on a black background, so I can read most of it. But when I look at that and focus, and as I'm looking at that now, letters are moving up and down, and there's at least 5 or 6 lights that are on the screen in front of me. I can see lights shining on the page in between letters. And then what my head's doing, it's scanning for a word I don't know. And now I know all those words, I'm fine. What can happen is, say there's a word I don't know, that's all I can then focus on. So the rest of the words become almost blurred. So when I'm trying to read it, my brain's going, you're fucked, bruv. You're fucked, because you can't read it. It's blurry. That's what it does to me. And do you know what's the strangest thing? I was watching a show with Kyra. Do you know Kyra Twinton? She was in EastEnders, and she did Strictly Come Dancing. She did a show about her dyslexia. And they did this camera angle where it showed it how she described it. And I went all quiet. And my dad's like, what's wrong with you? I went, Dad, that's what it's like when I read. And he looked at me like I just pissed on his leg at Christmas. He's like, what are you talking about? that's what it's like. And that was the first time I thought about it. And I told people at work, and then people saw stuff and they put me for these tests. But it's anyone who is watching that is dyslexic, just learn to embrace it, because once you're over the embarrassment, you can live quite a great life. And remember, Einstein and Richard Branson are dyslexic. Just remember that. Just like in case you wonder you can't achieve anything. Do you know what I mean?
You know what I love about British culture when it comes to names? Like, I only picked this up maybe 10 years ago max, even though obviously I've lived here my whole life, is every name that gets shortened, it's like it's a Z or an L. So it's Harry becomes Haz or Hazza, Dara becomes Daz, Terry becomes Tell. It's like, why are you adding the Z? You know what? I like it. It's all right.
Don't forget the Y at the end as well. Like,
I learned that this year.
Y at the end too.
I like it.
No, I learned Gaz was Gary. I was like,
that one. It's like, where you get a Z from? Gaz. He's like, that's
the strange one.
I've got a friend called Aaron. We call him Azar.
Richard is weird.
And Azar takes as long to say as Aaron. But this is how deep it goes.
My white friends call me Azar,
Do people realize that Harry is short for Henry?
I've heard that. See, even all of those, yeah. But obviously now people get actually named Harry. Whereas in before it was Henry, and they'll call you Harry for sure.
Yeah, my name isn't a real name because Terry is short for Terrence.
Yeah.
And then obviously like Tell is short for that, or Ted. I mean, I've had everything. Tell, Tez, T, Tezza, Prick. I've had everything, mate.
You know the one. You know the one that really got when I read it. I said, "This is a mess," but it is what it is. It was Bob, and I was like, I heard that Bob was short for not Bob. Sorry, Dick.
Yeah,
I heard Dick was short for
Richard.
I said, what? I said, how have you gone from Richard to Dick? I'm like, because it goes Rich, then it goes Richard, Rich.
So,
and from Rich to Dick or something like that. I was like,
that makes me emotional. So my that we call them uncle and auntie because of their age, but they're like second cousins. My dad's cousin married. She was called Sue, and she married a guy. He was a Welsh guy called Richard, but we just always knew them as we're going to Sue and Dick's on Sunday because everyone called him Dick. And as kids, it was like, oh, Dick. You know what I mean? It was like legit. Like, see, this is the thing. Like, my dad's side of the family, they're all teachers and highly educated. Like some of the and that part, like Sue and Dick's family, their children, their child Gareth, and then all that little part of our family. And I don't know why I'm naming them all like you know them. They are like the most beautiful people I've ever known in my life. But we used to love going there. But it was just that the name Dick was normal for us. We didn't think of the word the name being dissociated. But whenever I mentioned it at school, I'd be like, oh, I went to my auntie Sue and Uncle Dick's house. Like, Dick, and I didn't really think about it there. But it is funny in that regard. But he was a great man. He was a Welsh PE teacher
in the Caribbean. We're
top man. Miss him dearly every single day.
We're no different in the Caribbean. Like, I got a grand uncle, so my grandma's brother. So there's twin brothers. Their nicknames are Jack and Jim. That's their nicknames. I don't know what Jim's real name is, but Jack, his real name is Dustin. I thought it would have been the other way around. For some reason, I don't know what Dustin means. I don't know where it comes from. But Jack is what you might say is a regular, normal name. So you would have thought that was the birth certificate name. And they call inside. I said, no, Jack is the nickname. I said, this is weird. A lot of people in the Caribbean, you don't know their name until they die. And they go to the funeral and you see the thing, you're like, oh, Margaret. I've been calling her Penny or my auntie Penny.
No, it's true. I mean, also like some Caribbean people, they nickname people literally after something they did. So if someone got bit by a shark or saw a shark, you call Sharky. You know what I'm saying? Like, they literally name you after things that you've done or something. Like, it's ridiculous.
But that's also you had that in London. So that we had Mick the Meat that lived near me. Now Mick the Meat, you'd go and see him if you needed, like, you got family coming around, you want a big joint of beef, but you didn't want to pay the price at Tesco's. We were on a council estate. You go see Mick the Meat, you get it cheaper. There was John the Glass. He was a glass fitter. Like, John the Glass. There was a guy there was an Italian guy that everyone called Sal the Voice because he was a pub singer. It was called Sal the Voice. Like, so there was an element of the nickname was there. My nickname growing up, though, I can't believe I'm going to say this on air. My nickname is Daldy.
What?
I have no idea what it means, but my brothers, my mum, and my dad, I was just called Daldy my whole life until I was probably about 15, 16 when I said, guys, can you stop? And now I've just told thousands of people on the internet my nickname was Daldy. It just is what it is. But my kids, I do my kids' names. So Archie's easy because Arch just goes to Archie. Freya, I call her Frey. I call her Freyby because she's my Freyby, like baby.
We call her Free Freya. That's what we call her.
Archie's the one who's in trouble though, because Archie's the eldest, but because he was my firstborn, he's 6. And when I'm in Ireland, and I obviously haven't seen him much this year because of lockdown and the pandemic, but he'll be in front of his friends, and he's a little boy now. I still call him baby. That's his nickname, and I'm going to call him that grown man because he's my baby. He's like, Daddy, stop calling me baby. And I'm like, like, Daddy, I'm not a baby. I'm 6 years old. I'm like, no, you're a baby. Daddy, stop it. Stop it. I'm not a baby. But you are a baby, my baby. But because it's the thing, I'm going to keep it on. And the only one, like, Jax is easy because Jax is everything. I call him Jacqueline at the minute. I don't know why, because he screams. He really, like, high-pitched scream. He's trying to learn to crawl. Man gets so vexed when he can't crawl. He just sits on the floor, humping the floor at the minute, trying to learn to crawl, and he screams. So I call him Jacqueline because he's a screamer. I knew a Jacqueline who was a screamer. That's a different conversation.
I saw that coming.
Yeah, that was a nice segue. Some super chats here. Formula One fans should know that Sir Jack Stewart is dyslexic, world champion, team owner. I'm sure there's lots of others. I'm sure there is as well, to be fair. Comment here from Stacey, who says, happy birthday, Terry. All these fans supposedly that call for Ollie and Maguire out and call Rashford Trashford. They are not true United fans. We won, you morons. Stacey's on it. We won, you morons. Listen.
Yo, guys, I'm going to leave you in it.
Yeah, no worries, man. We're ending the stream there anyway, bro. I appreciate you coming on and having your say. Everyone who tuned in tonight, thank you. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. We're back again in literally 2 days' time because there's so much football on right now. Until next time, everyone, take care. Goodbye. God bless, and we'll see you all again soon. Peace.